Tonight we conclude our series, Mind Over Meds, a national debate about the drugs that are used to treat mental illness.
As Channel 2's Rhonda McBride reports tonight, psychiatrists and the drug industry are at the heart of the controversy.
They took to the streets of Philadelphia to protest the American Psychiatric Association's annual convention, which draws more than 10,000 doctors. Many of the protesters say they're survivors of the mental health system and the medicines doctors prescribe.
We represent some of the most disenfranchised people ever.
The PsychRights movement claims that psychiatrists are pawns of what they call big pharma, companies, they say, that make a lot of money off drugs for the mentally ill. A more peaceful meeting here in Girdwood, where the Alaska Psychiatric Association held its annual meeting. There are exhibits from drug companies, but also workshops that look at the potential harm some of these medicines can cause.
It's been subject to long-running legal claims after being linked to an increased risk of diabetes.
We had a chance to visit with some of the state's leading psychiatrists who say the PsychRights movement is giving them a bum rap.
We want to be careful of either-or thinking, black and white thinking. It's really not that simple.
The doctors say most patients need a range of options that usually includes a mix of medications and various kinds of therapy.
We have gotten much, much better. Our goal is never just to drug somebody.
Things just don't feel like they used to. If your antidepressant alone isn't enough.
Sleep is here on the wings of Lunesta.
And actually the more common problem, at least in my practice, is people who are using for a pill fix and want me to provide any magic I might promise at any cost to make things better.
The doctors concede the drug industry's aggressive marketing does fuel demand.
I've been in the position of prescribing for 35 years now, and the drugs that I used when I first started, I'm very thankful not to have to use very much.
But doctors say there will always be those desperate cases that require strong psychoactive drugs, especially for patients who can be
very hostile and very lethal, even in the way that they try to choke or hurt or injure or, damage.
They're assaultive, aggressive, they're biting, fighting, spitting.
And that loss of control can go on for hours, even for days. That's when we see something like head banging.
Other risks include dizziness upon standing, dry mouth, insomnia, sexual side effects,
unpleasant taste, headache, dizziness, and morning drowsiness.
But those who question the need for these medications say there's growing evidence that they can actually cause a mental crisis.
The DSM has got to go.
And so they march on to bring attention to what they call one of the biggest human rights issues of our time.
Let my people go!
Rhonda McBride, Channel 2 News.
Much has been written about America's epidemic of mental illness.
Rhonda tells us one way to track this is to look at how many are so disabled by mental disorders that they qualify for disability insurance under the Social Security program.
That number has more than doubled in the past 25